I'm going to be talking about a sport that originated with the soccer ball and two baskets. This sport has changed a lot as time has went on. I'll be talking about the evolution of the style, rules, and history of the sport of basketball. I can be considered a credible source because I have played basketball for 14 years now and know quite a bit about the sport. By the time I'm done with this speech, you will have learned all about the background history of basketball. Now I will go into the history of basketball. First, I will talk about the origin of this sport. According to the physical educator in 1998 by D.F. Staffo, the first actual basketball-type game may have been played by the early Olmec people of ancient Mexico as early as 500 years ago. The Aztec and Mayans had a similar game, but they used skulls of their enemies instead of an actual ball. Dr. Naismith created the sport of basketball in 1891 when he was assigned to teach physical education class at a YMCA training school in Massachusetts. It was created when using two peach baskets raised up by nailing them to something, and they would throw a soccer ball and try to make it into the goal. He made all the rules for this game in a matter of 24 hours, and had no clue it was going to be so popular. More and more people began to play this game, and basketball leagues began to get created. The first actual competitive league was created in 1896, 2 years after the first professional game was played. The National Basketball League was formed. Throughout the 20s, basketball was a secondary sport, and people only watched these games when there wasn't a football or hockey game going on. Over the years, basketball began to grow as a sport, and now we have the NBA, and basketball is one of the most popular sports. According to FIBA, at least 450 million people play basketball worldwide. Next, I will talk about the rules that have changed over the years. At the beginning, there wasn't a rule on how many people could play at once. After trial and error and trying teams with up to 50 players, the early games were played with 9 players. This is primarily because 18 people showed up for Naismith's class. By 1897, the rule came into play that you can only have 5 players, and this rule has stuck since. Originally, the game was played with peach baskets or square boxes, but this was a pain because every time someone made a shot, they had to retrieve the ball out of it. In 1892, these were replaced by wire rims, and then a year later, cast iron rims were used. Ever since 1912, we have used open-ended nylon nets. At first, the goal was counted as 1 point, and 2 years later, it changed to make every shot worth 2 points. It wasn't until 1967 that the three-point shot was invented. This is the scoring they use today. These are just some of the rules that have changed over time according to Hoop Tactics, last updated in 2016. Used to, players did not have to worry about what they said or did on social media because of course it didn't exist. But now players have to be careful what they say on there because the higher-ups in the National Basketball Association monitor what things are being said and players can be fined. Now we'll talk about the styles that have changed. When the league were first created, the uniforms consisted of shorts that went a little over mid-thigh and a regular jersey with a pair of Converse shoes. Nowadays, the shorts go down to the knee at least, and there are so many different shoes to pick from. Also, along with these two changes, many players chose to wear many other new accessories. Originally, the basketball they used were actually soccer balls. The first basketballs were made in 1894 by a bicycle company. In 1905, the choice of basketballs were left to the teams to decide. The original basketball was brown leather and the shape was hard to maintain. In 1929, basketballs were redesigned for more bounce and concealed laces. In 1942, molded basketballs that maintained a constant shape, size, replaced the stitch balls and are the basketballs we use today. In the early game of basketball, it was more of a game where you tried to get the layup instead of shooting a shot from further out. As time went on, the three-point line was created and many people started shooting the ball more often. Now one of the most used shots is the three-point shot. There are always the style of basketball that's changed according to the Shotmaker Academy, last updated in 2016. Now that you have listened to my speech, you know all about the background history of basketball. I talked about the evolution of the styles, rules, and history of the sport of basketball. As you can see, the game of basketball has changed tremendously.